Hello and welcome to another video about my 2007 Porsche Cayman S. I haven't done a video on this car in a few years. I have my other main video that I've done when I did a 1-year review of it as an owner. Now it is a 4-year review. I have now owned the car for, a little over 4 years. I bought it in June of 2016, and I have since put 25, almost 30,000 miles on it. It's a little over 60,000 miles now, and I drive it every day in the summertime. And I'm here to tell you kind of what I've learned and how those years have gone by, and more thoughts on the car. But the initial introduction to the car and what I've done to it and everything else, you can see that in my other video. The link is in the description. And so let's get started. So as a reminder, this is a 2007 Porsche Cayman S. 987 is the official body code number from Porsche. This is got the 3.4 liter flat 6 motor with 295 horsepower. I've got the 6-speed manual, not the Tiptronic. And the color is a Meteor Gray metallic, which I do really love. And then what you didn't see in the last video is the wrap. I had this wrapped in 2018 with 3M's Lemon Sting metallic vinyl, which actually looks really cool. It changes kind of colors and different lights, and kind of wish I wrapped the whole car in the color now. But yeah, I had it wrapped in 2018 before I went to Rennsport reunion with the car out in California. So I bought the car with 36,000 miles on it. I've now got a little over 60 in 4 years, so whatever, I'm averaging like 6,000 miles a year or so on the car. Definitely don't regret any of them. I think people who don't drive their cars are missing out, and it's just a lost opportunity to spend some time with incredible vehicles. What's the point of collecting cars if you don't drive them? So that's my thought, at least. But I want to start on value. So that's the big topic of this video, is the value of the Porsche Caymans. How are they sitting right now? Is now a good time to buy? What's the value of this car? So I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I paid $26,300 for this car, and that was in 2016, summer of 2016. And that had 35,000 miles on the car at that time. Like I said, I've got a little over 60 now. And from my research on cars.com and Auto Trader, where there's a handful of these cars available in this year with manual transmission, the values are kind of sitting between $26,000 and $32,000, and some of those even have more miles on them than this car. So I say, in terms of just money and value, my car is still worth as much as I paid for it, with almost double the miles and 4 years later. So that says some good things about the value, I guess. Of course, that's just what's on the internet right now, what someone's actually going to pay for it right now. You know, it could be more, it could be less. But in terms of just straight depreciation, it doesn't really appear to have depreciated at all in those 4 years, or even with double the miles than what I put on it, which is pretty awesome. In a sense, it actually has gone up in value if you calculate it that way, because if I didn't put any miles on the car in the time that I've owned it, it would theoretically be worth more, and the ones that do have higher asking prices right now are the ones with the lowest miles. So yeah, feeling pretty good there. So let's talk about the maintenance. In the last video I did a few years ago about this car, I had just described a starter motor replacement to you and tires, and that's about it. Nothing else has gone wrong on it before then. In the past 3 years, really nothing more has gone wrong with it. One thing that did happen, I don't remember if it was in the last video or not, the shift linkage failed on my car as I was driving out to the highway. It just, all of a sudden it just snapped, and the gear knob was just limp. So I went underneath the car up to the transmission, popped it into neutral, and coasted it back home, and ended up getting a tow to the dealership where they replaced it. But other than that, currently right now on the car, I've got new brakes. I did a full brake job on it myself. The pads and rotors. I've got frozen rotors on the front, which these are slotted now, which I would absolutely recommend versus the drilled kind of discs. The reason behind that is that on drilled discs, as you drive and more brake dust builds up inside those holes, it ends up sort of grooving out the discs themselves, because the pads, the dust builds up in the holes and actually sticks out a little bit, and it doesn't come out. So the slotted rotors tend to have a better surface for the full life of the disc. And the pads, I just went with stock pads. I'm not racing my car. I'm not doing anything special with my car. So I just went with OE pads. The last thing is, aside from regular maintenance, is that the struts on the front, specifically the driver's side, I think the top mount bushing is starting to show some wear. I think the rubber in that, or the poly in that, is just kind of old. So as I turn, I can kind of hear it creaking, and I'll have that replaced here soon, either with a full coilover replacement, or just replace the top mount on the stock strut. So other than that, the car has had zero issues, and I drive it faithfully everywhere I go. I put a lot of miles on this car. It's reliable. Sometimes it makes some weird, what I feel like are weird noises, and just that inner paranoia of a IMS failure is always in the back of my head. But it's just kind of Porsche noises. They're a little clanky when they are cold and when you're at idle, but as soon as you start driving, they sound awesome. And I'm really happy with this car overall. I'm really happy with the value that the car is sitting at, and the driving experience is super fun still. It's not a slow car, it's not the fastest car, but it gets some attention, and it's just a great car all around to drive. 20 something miles per gallon average if it's on the highway and I'm gentle, but I don't really drive gentle. It's basically redlining every time I go for a drive, and that's the way I do it. Other than that, I love this car, and maybe there will be an upgrade in the future to a GT3, but for now, this is an amazing car, and it still looks like it's a good time to buy one if you can find one with low miles. So yeah, I love this car. So how is the car holding up? Let's just do a quick walk around. I've got the car full PPF on the front, the whole hood, the whole fender, the whole front bumper, and the back sides, or the little area here with the guards. I had those replaced. It's all PPF'd to perfection. I keep the car pretty clean, try to wax it a couple times a year, and there's really no wear and tear that I've noticed that I'm unhappy with. Still wish Minnesota would let us get rid of that front plate. That's sort of an eyesore. But I'll do a little update on the tires. I still am rocking the PS4S tires. They have been fantastic. I have taken this car to a couple of track day events for my work and for fun. And aside from my car currently having a pretty conservative alignment, so my car kind of understeers a little bit, the tires are awesome. Ultra sticky and 300 wear rating, which means they're still holding up great. I'll probably have to replace the rear tires next summer, but I think the fronts will last another full year. So we'll be over 3 years with these summer tires. So thumbs up to Michelin. Yeah, like I said, I love this color that I wrapped the car. It's got the 3M Lemon Sting Metallic on there. Kind of looks green in some lights, orange in others, but it's very yellowy, very deep metallic in there. I sort of modeled it after the Cayman GT4 Club Sport launch wrap a little bit. And interior, of course, I got the COVID mask here just in case anyone wants to yell at me. But interior is holding up great. I've got the WeatherTech mats keeping everything clean and tidy down there. So as you can see, I've got, maybe you can't see that, but 60,658 miles on it. Looking good. The only thing I wish this car had is the Bose sound system, which it does not, because the sound system on the standard car, or the standard sound system, it's like worse than crap. I mean, it's total garbage. I've actually not experienced a sound system as poor as this in any other car. But that's about it. Car is great. Great to drive, a lot of fun, still looks awesome, value's holding strong, and I'm happy with it. Of course, if anyone wants to buy it from me, make me an offer. Make me an offer right now. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope if you have a Porsche, get out and drive it. And if you want a Porsche, go freaking buy it. Life is short. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon.